Imagine if you were injected with the deadliest poison ever created. What do you think would happen? Scientists have developed a number of dangerous chemicals, both on purpose and by accident, but there are a few that are much deadlier than the rest. Chemicals are rated by their median lethal dose, which refers to the amount required to kill half of those who are exposed to it. This rating shows how many grams per kilogram of body mass are required of a chemical to be deadly. The lower the number, the more lethal it is, and the deadliest of all might just surprise you. Number 7. Ricin. Ricin is produced naturally in the castor oil plant. While ingestion of small amounts of this plant won't cause much harm, it'll turn particularly nasty after being refined. It can be absorbed into the body by inhaling, injecting, or ingesting it, and can even work its way through damaged skin. Symptoms vary depending on how it enters the body, but range from a cough or a fever to difficulty breathing, and ultimately death. It doesn't require too large a dose to be fatal, but it's not associated with weapons research because there are other far more effective choices. Number 6. Sarin. Sarin was another nerve agent that was developed during World War II. It's named after its creators, Schrader, Ambrose, Ritter, and Lind. It was one of the first agents to be mass-produced by the United States and USSR and was deployed by Iraqi forces in 1998 with a reported 5,000 deaths. The chemical attacks the central nervous system, which causes difficulty in breathing and then death by asphyxiation. Its production has since been banned by the UN Chemical Weapons Convention, but occasional attacks have been carried out by Iraqi and Syrian forces since. Number 5. Soman. Soman, also produced by German scientists, proved to be the most potent of the ones that they developed. They manufactured the first samples in 1944, and fortunately, this colorless liquid was never used in combat. When banned in 1993, worldwide stockpiles of Soman were declared at 9,057 tons, most of which has now been destroyed. Its symptoms are very similar to those of sarin, but those who don't die from exposure tend to go on to experience severe psychological problems later in life. Number 4. VX. VX was first discovered in 1952 by the British company ICI, but further research halted when its toxicity to humans was discovered. It is extremely effective and it doesn't evaporate, which means that it stays in place wherever it's released until it's been properly cleaned up. These properties led to it being declared a weapon of mass destruction in 1993, but not before leading world powers, including the US, had produced large reserves of the chemical. It works in a similar way to sarin, where it interferes with the body's signaling and eventually causes victims to die of asphyxiation. Number 3. Polonium. Polonium has gained notoriety in recent years because of its use in targeted assassinations, most notably of Alexander Litvinenko in London in 2006. It's a highly radioactive, naturally occurring element. It has an atomic number of 84 on the periodic table, but is rarely found in nature. Instead, it's normally created by the irradiation of bismuth, and even then in tiny quantities. In theory, it's so toxic that just 1 gram would be enough to affect 20 million people, with 10 million dying from it. It's a particularly gruesome death too, and takes up to 2 weeks with all the symptoms of radioactive poisoning. Number 2. Novichok agents. The Novichok agents are a range of nerve agents that were designed in the Soviet Union between 1971 and 1993. Those that were involved in their development have claimed that they are the most deadly nerve agents ever produced, with some being up to 8 times as potent as VX. Of course, with secrecy surrounding the project, the true danger remains unknown. In March of 2018, the UK government accused the Russians of using one of these agents on a former spy. Officially, Russian authorities deny any involvement in the Novichok program altogether. And lastly, number 1. Botulinum toxin. The most deadly substance in the world is also the one most often used, botulinum toxin, also known as Botox. It's a neurotoxic protein that is produced by a bacteria that lives in animal guts. It can develop naturally in poorly kept meat, but is also produced on a mass scale for the cosmetics industry. An injection of just 2 billionths of a gram is enough to kill someone, causing paralysis across the entire body and therefore preventing vital organs from functioning. This is also why it's used in cosmetics such as reducing wrinkles in the face, but for those uses it is highly diluted. But technically, just 2 kilograms of this dangerous substance could kill the entire human population. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click that bell icon so you don't miss our newest episodes. To watch more of our videos, click the icon on the right, and we'll see you next time.